Hi everybody, this is Black Runner Ranger, day 26 of my Jurassic World Evolution 3 DLC pack wishlist. Let's see, we got quite a number of hadrosaurs, haven't we? We got the Gryposaurus, Anatotitan, Maiasaura, Anatotitan, Saurolophus, and the Shantungosaurus. All of which were originally from of which you have seen in Jurassic World Evolution 2, and all of them are back, except maybe the Tyrannosaurus, which is another type of hadrosaur form. And maybe that will be included in an update. But anyways, I could use a few more duckbills, and I got a few ideas for next pack. And one of them is, of course, the Ugrunaaluk, or Ugrunaaluk, or whatever this creature is called. It was originally thought to be like a different species of Anatosaurus, but later it became its own classification, its own species, which is quite different. You may have seen this in Prehistoric Kingdom, like it is pictured here, but I don't. But again, I don't see. Since dinosaurs are literally anybody can take a dinosaur and put it in their own game, and there's no copyright on that, so I can see Jurassic World Evolution stealing some ideas from Prehistoric Kingdom. But anyways, next up is the Charonosaurus, which looks a lot like a Saurolophus. In fact, even in this book, the Jurassic Park Institute book, is this right? No, that's not. How come I didn't include that one? Here it is. Saurolophus and Charonosaurus. There it is. They look quite similar to one another. Here. Charonosaurus is from Char, while Saurolophus is from North America. The indicates they were connected by a land bridge, and both lambeosaurs or crested-beaked duckbills. Yes, they say they may have been the same guy, or maybe they were just different enough to be its own separate thing. They theorize that these dinosaurs could not make the sounds within the range humans are hearing. It's more or below the range of human hearing, like modern elephants. So, some say this is the Charonosaurus is what a lot of pop culture Saurolophus depictions are like. Some say the Saurolophus has a little flabby thing on its neck, like in Fantasia, while this one does not. I don't know, but it'd be interesting to know how they would portray this creature in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Saurolophus, a creature you might have seen in the Walking with Dinosaur special, The Giant Claw, and you probably may have seen this in the Land Before Time series, where you might have seen where is one particular dinosaur who is perhaps said to be a Saurolophus. Even a website confirms that. Ducky. Some people believe that Ducky was another type of hadrosaur, like a Saurolophus, because of her crest on the thing. But nowadays it's been confirmed that she is a Saurolophus. So if you still think Ducky is a Saurolophus instead of a Saurolophus, I think this would be her perfect reaction. See? Yeah, this would be her reaction if you still think of her as a Saurolophus. Anyways, next, this is a Gryposaurus. It's said right here. It's in the Jurassic Park Institute, but the Gryposaurus is they say it may have been the same as a hadrosaur, or maybe it been a. Is it considered nowadays a separate thing? So it's still considered a part of Hadrosaurus. Let me have a look. Gryposaurus. Here it is. Yeah, still valid. Gryposaurus is still valid. And yeah. And what does it say in the book? It was named Gryposaurus, although the hadrosaurs lacked the skull and the body looked just like Gryposaurus. And nowadays they decided to name it Gryposaurus. They consider the Gryposaurus and Chytrosaurus to be the same thing. So there is that. And next up is the Shantungosaurus. Now I know what you're thinking. When did Shang Tsung decide to resurrect dinosaurs? You know, Shang Tsung, the sorcerer from Mortal Kombat, who tends to steal your souls. You know, the very famous phrase, "Your soul is mine." So you're probably wondering, what does this have anything to do with? What does this have anything to do with Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat? It actually means Shandong lizard. Shandong is a coastal prominence in China. That was where it was found. And according to this, it is so far the largest hadrosaur to ever be found. It's about 15 meters tall. Oh, like 50 feet. It'd be interesting to showcase how they're going to portray the largest hadrosaur ever to be found. And okay, the next one is probably going to be a very controversial pick because nowadays it is not considered valid, but then again, I'll try and explain why I included this one in. So you get your keyboard on the. If you're gonna hate me, then by all means do so. Type it on the keyboard right now. My last pick is Anatotitan. I know what you're thinking. Isn't this dinosaur invalid? Isn't this nowadays considered a different species of Edmontosaurus? Yes, it is. But then again, so is Dracorex, with being considered a juvenile Pachycephalosaurus. But they are planning to bring that dinosaur back in Jurassic World Evolution 3. And the Geosternbeja, the pterosaur, nowadays it's considered invalid and is now considered a pterodactyl. I mean, a pteranodon species, and yet that's still in Jurassic World Evolution 3. And Beckled Spinax from Jurassic World Chaos Theory, that's an invalid name, and and yet they still made that, and I bet it's gonna come in this game in as a DLC. But and here's the thing, the name Anatotitan just sticks with my head. Think about it. It's a duck titan. Why do the invalid dinosaurs have the best names? But again, if you disagree, and hey, that's perfectly fine. You'll probably find a better hadrosaur to replace with. But I still feel like I want to include this. It was even mentioned in the Jurassic Park Institute. And again, it's been a staple dinosaur in my head for quite some time. I was thinking I can get to Rama too, but never mind about that one. So yeah, these are my dinosaur, my hadrosaur picks: the Ugrunaaluk, the Charonosaurus, the Saurolophus, which Duckley is definitely is. She's not a Saurolophus. Remember this face since she reacts to her being called a para. Gryposaurus, Shantungosaurus, and controversially the Anatotitan. Let me know what you think about all this. Do you agree with my hadrosaur pack? Do you not agree? Do you wish for another hadrosaur to be included and maybe replace the Anatotitan if you feel like it? Let me know in the comments what you think about all this. Hope you've enjoyed this video.